Hello everyone, welcome back to Glitz and Glitter. I've got 2 more orders to fill today, so I hope you join me for those. These are both these are Into Resin. I get those confused all the time. Into Resin molds. I've done them both before, but this one's going to be a memorial piece, and this one is going to mimic one I've done prior too. So we're going to set these aside for just a moment because I got a huge box of Happy Mail to show you guys. This is from Angie. Angie, I recognize your name. You buy from me all the time on eBay, so I want to thank you so much. You did not have to do this, but I see what she did. There's one thing in this box that she knew I wanted. Just the one thing. And guess what it is, you guys? She pays very close attention. This is the alcohol ink that I am almost out of. I've got like 1 drop left, and it's my favorite blue from Let's Resin. So she sent me the blue. Thank you so much. This is like the best thing ever, so I don't have to get an entire set for just 1 color. That's all I needed. Look at that. It's full. Amazing. I'm going to put it away right now because I only have a drip. I don't even know if I have a drip in there. I had to stop Don from using it the other day. She sent a beautiful handwritten card, you guys. I keep all my cards that you guys send to me, and she included several things in here, and she is offering a competition for me and Don, and she gave me a few challenge notes. If we decide to take the challenge, we must incorporate 1 set of lights and at least 1 of the little additions in each bag, as well as glitter. So let's see what she gave me. All right, we've got some red holographic glitter, light blue glitter, and silver holographic glitter. Oh, Don's just gonna love this challenge, isn't he? We have, oh wow, air cushion magic powder pen. Look at all of these. I've never used these, although I do have one. And somebody sent it to me. Now that you say that, it's sitting over here somewhere, and I need to use it because I've never used it. So these are, I'm assuming, sorry about the packaging, mica powder in a little pen form. Let me see. I know I have a blue one around here somewhere. It's in one of my containers. I'm looking for it as I talk to you. Let me see if I can get this out and I could show you guys what it is. This one is gold. Why can't I get it out of the box? There we go. Okay. I don't want it to spill, but okay, so unscrew it. So on here is the mica powder, and you would put it on your project like that. It's got like a squishy foam tip. Why does it say gold on this one? Titanium gold powder. But well, these are the colors. I guess on the actual pen itself are the colors. So there's a ton of colors in here. So I'm going to have to try these. I don't know how they work. Angie, have you used them? And if you have, how well do they work? So let me set those aside. I will get them out of the boxes later. She sent, what is this? Does it say? No. Oh, these are Christmas tree scenes. 1, 2, 3. A stand. Tell me what this is. I don't have this mold, so what is this a second one? Oh, it looks like it's a second one. So this is the challenge. I'm thinking it's the exact same. I'm gonna have to look these up because I don't know what it is in the end. I mean, I know it's a Christmas scene. That's pretty cool, though. Huh. Okay. Give me the answer to the question. What is this for? And we're going to have to grab Don and do a challenge. She sent, oh, little snowman. How cute are they? Little, probably resin snowmen. Look at how adorable. Okay, so these are probably gonna go in the little Christmas scene. Now I see where you're going with this. Little Christmas trees. Cute. So this must be a Christmas scene, and this must be the stand to hold it up. I don't know. Send me the link so I could see their, oh, look at how cute. Tiny little snowflakes. Whoops. I'm going to have to repackage now. Excuse me. So these are teeny tiny little snowflakes for the Christmas scene. I see where we're going with this. And these are little Christmas presents. So cute. This will be fun challenge. Oops, I missed one. So little tiny Christmas presents. Adorbs. Here's the lights. So 2 lights. She also sent me this that she made for me. She knows my favorite color oh so well. And she says, I've never made this. I've never even seen the mold, but she said it is an alcohol ink holder. So check that out. That is pretty cool. So I will put all my favorite ones in here so I could set it right next to my table so I don't have to keep looking for them. And of course, people never leave Don out. Look at what she sent him. Is massive 400 pieces of Tootsie Rolls. So you know he can eat on camera as normal. Oh my gosh, thank you so much, Angie. You guys blow me away every day. I just can't believe when I get boxes from you guys. Thank you so much. Let me clean this up, put it all away, and we're gonna start our projects today. So the conch tray, however you wanna say it, wanted to do what I did before, and a lot of you have asked how did I cut the film to fit. So this is Angelina film Opal Fire. All I did was place it over because you could see through it, and I just traced it with a Sharpie just inside. It was not a perfect cut, and you won't ever be able to tell that, so just trace it with your Sharpie and then cut it out. And then if your black is still showing, just take a little alcohol on a paper towel and just rub the black Sharpie off. It comes right off. And then for the flower memorial piece, she wanted a white rose. So I'll do a white rose and a green stem. But I will do that after I unmold it. So we're just going to pour that clear right now, and it needs to be 100% bubble free. So if you do memorial pieces, I hope you have a vacuum chamber. If you don't, you should look into getting one. It is going to be your favorite tool in the entire room that you do resin in. Like, I can't live without it. I don't know how I lived without it for so long, but I always link the ones that I use. You can get whichever one you want though, but I highly recommend if you're doing something like that to make sure you have bubbles out. So I'm just going to take a little alcohol. Let me flip this over and just take the black Sharpie marker off. Make sure you refit it inside and make sure it's going to fit before you pour your resin. And I also am going to grab, because the last time I made this, let me grab it. It was coming out, because this is very shallow, very shallow. It only holds 1.5 ounces of resin. So I grabbed a piece of silicone, that's the word, silicone. So after I poured it, I just put the silicone on top to hold it flat. So I'm gonna hold this onto this right there just in case we need it today. And let me grab some resin. I think I will use, I'm not going to use 4-hour because it's harder to get the bubbles out, although you can. It's not impossible, but I know I'm going to have better luck. Just make sure there's nothing in there. Just use a piece of tape if you have any rogue glitter or something in there. All right, let me mix up some resin, get it in the bubble remover, and then we'll pour. I grabbed my snowflake mold. I forgot I wanted to make myself one, so I hope I have extras because I really wanted to make one for me. Okay, so this is bubble free, guys. Gorgeous. And I'm going to, let me spray the top just to get those surface ones off. We're gonna just pour it in here first, slowly, so we don't, and there's a little thing in there. Hang on a minute. I don't want anything in this at all. I can't remember how much this one holds, so I hope I have enough for both of them. I mixed up 6 ounces. I'm going to grab a dotting tool. Find one. There's a bubble. I'm just gonna go around that edge down there and around this flower, because if you're going to get bubbles, that's where they're gonna hide. All these 90-degree edges. And I'm loosening a couple of them. There's not a bunch, but there are a couple. All right. Let me just get this domed. I might not have enough for my snowflake. Might not have enough for that tray. Let me see what I got left. I have just under 2 ounces, so yeah, that stinks. Let me see. This one I'm going to go around the edge and then use my tool around the edge. This one has a lot of tiny little gems, if you want to call them that. And they do like to keep bubbles in them. So just go around that, try to loosen anything up that you can. If you don't want to spray these, you really don't want to spray these handmade molds with alcohol, because it will like lower the life of them. So I try not to do that, but we'll see what happens. All right, I didn't fill it up. I'm gonna put the film in now. But before that, I'm going to take a stick and kind of butter it up. I hope, oh, I'm doing the wrong side. Doesn't it figure? Just so I try not to get bubbles underneath it. You're probably not going to see bubbles unless they're really big. Then you might see them. But to try to get away with no bubbles, whatever you're putting in there, coat it with resin. And then, did I do the wrong side? Oh my gosh, I just did the wrong side. Well, they're both coated now, so I guess it doesn't matter. I'm just getting more dirty as we go. Okay. And then I'm just gonna pour the rest on top of there. What a mess. And fill it up, hopefully. I can't even see through it, so I'm not sure if there's bubbles or not. And I think this one's gonna lay flat, so I don't think I have to put that piece of silicone on there. All I did was cut an old silicone mat that I'm not using anymore. Yeah, that's gonna be good, so that's good. I do have a tiny little bit. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna do my snowflake and do it in 2 colors. Let me get this little piece of something out. Oh, those are bubbles. Keep that bubble free. Before I mix up the white for that one, I'm just gonna go around this edge, because like I said, this one's got these tiny little gems that they used on the original mold. I'm just gonna try to alleviate as many bubbles as I possibly can around there. Okay, that should be good. So what I'm going to do with this one, I'm just going to pour it in 2 sections. These small ones because I barely have any left. Do I have enough left? Yeah, well, I'm going to go with my original plan. So one of my 7 Christmas trees that my husband complains about, I changed the colors last year to pink and white and silver. So I want to make a pink and white and silver snowflake for it this year. So I'm just taking my crushed crystal, like a massive amount for this. I mean, it's not a massive amount, but for crushed crystal it is, because you really don't want to use a lot of that stuff to get a shimmer. So I'm using this for my white. Instead, it'll be sparkly, but look white at the same time. I'm going to just put it into those 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 little areas. I'm just going to drip it in. Is that what yeah, that's what I'm going to do. Maybe I'm doing this backwards. I don't know. Well, we're going to do it this way and see how it comes out. Very carefully, without letting it go over. I'm going to drip it in here. And then once it's cured, I will have to go back in with the back coat that'll fill in the larger snowflake parts. And I'm still going to end up with extra, so I'll figure something to do with it because I'm barely using any. I could have probably done the big ones, but that's okay. I wonder if I add pink to this, I could probably do the big ones and then fill the back with a white, maybe? I'm not sure. Let me add pink to this and see what I get. I'll do a pink mica powder, I think. This is the softest pink I have, and it's made by Let's Resin. I don't want a very dark pink. It's very... The tree almost looks like Victorian with the colors that I chose. It's very pretty. Let me just mix this in as good as I can in this tiny little amount. Hopefully I have enough to do all of those. Gosh, that would be terrible if I didn't. Trying to get all that mica powder mixed in. And then I'm going to pour it in here. Or I can even back it with clear. I wonder what that would look like. Maybe I will back it with clear. I bet that would be pretty. Well, I have a couple hours to think about it. Whoops, making a mess on that one. Oh my gosh, I don't think I have enough. I'm gonna have to mix up a little bit more. Please don't tell me that. Nothing worse than having to mix up like 1 ounce. I could probably make it work. Nothing scraping can't do, right? Yeah, I think clear is a good idea. Oh, I'll be good. Okay, scraping it is going to be the key. I just don't want to go over. Okay, perfect. Perfect, perfect. Let me see if I could squeeze this tiny little bit into another one without going over. That one's good. That's good. I'm just gonna go into these edges, pop the bubbles that's sitting there. All right, that's it. Now we just wait. I cured everything and I mixed up about 1 3/4 ounce of white fast cure. So I'm gonna pour this because I was worried about that being clear. I was gonna do it clear, but maybe if I pour it with white, it'll show the sparkle a little bit better. So I'm going to do this and then we're going to unmold the rose right now because I need to see how I'm going to back that flower with white and green. And I'm gonna see if my paint pens will do that. Because I did not do it with the, I didn't do it with mica powders. I just didn't want the mess that brings to clean it before you pour it. Okay. So I do have a little left, which is good. I wanted some left over. I'm just gonna spray this, if I could find my alcohol bottle, and kind of set it aside. I need to wipe my hands. I've been messing with silicone and resin, and I don't want any accidents on this piece. Maybe I'll just take my gloves off. I guess we can unmold this one too. Let's see what it looks like. Oh, it's still a little bendy. I should probably wait. I'm gonna wait. It's still a little bendy. Let me see if this one will even come out. I need to take these off. Hang on a minute. I want nothing on this at all. There we go. And that is crystal clear. Oh, there's one bubble right there. Right there. And there's one bubble right there. Huh. Oh, I see a couple of them. Well, let me see what I can do with, I'm gonna set this on here. Let me see what I could do with markers. Let me just go grab them. So this is a metallic paint pen. What I'm thinking is, if this works, I'm just gonna fill it with the white, and that white will be the white flower, because she wanted a white rose. So let's see how this works. Otherwise, we'll be doing plan B on another one. But I don't know what plan B is, so let's make this work. She does want her friend's name on it, so I will try to find a little spot where I can do that. Let's see how we could see it. Oh yeah, oh, that looks pretty. That looks gorgeous. Now to fill this in from the back, you have to tape this portion up because it will drain right out. So if you get this mold and do this, don't forget that step. Really pretty. I think this green is gorgeous. That looks good. Okay, let me get some tape. And you'll have to prop it up as well because that is not a level surface. It's kind of an angle. Can't get this off. So I'm just gonna tape this up here. So it doesn't leak. And somehow, some way, let me find some. I need to figure out how to get this level. Maybe like that. Well, let's pour it in and see what we have. I think I'm going to spray a little bit of alcohol in there. Then I'll worry about propping it up differently. So it needs... We need it to go down the stem. I'm just going to drip it in with my scribe, or maybe coax it down with my scribe. I'm trying so hard not to get it into the clear. There we go. I don't think it has to be like over full, because this is the back. A little bit more in the flower. And I still have a lot left. Let me put some more in my snowflake. Now that's domed. I don't usually dome the snowflake because you have to really trim it. And I really don't want to trim it. So I'm not going to put anything else in there. This looks good. Let's let all this set and then we'll take this out a little later. A lot has happened since the last clip. So I have decided from now on, I'm never taking another clear memorial piece ever. So do not send me an order for a clear memorial piece. It's not going to happen. So this is the one I just was working on, and I was not happy with it because of there's two bubbles, one there and one here. Well, more than two, one here. So I thought maybe I could fix them. And then I didn't like the top. So I put a clear coat of epoxy on the top. I taped up this whole thing before I did it. It dripped down underneath the tape, so it made the mark right there. So I was like, forget it. I'm not even going to try to save this one, although I am going to save this one, but it's not going to be for her. So I went and poured a second one. So I pour the second one, which is this one, and then I see that there's marks on my mold that I cannot get off. So there was a mark right here next to the rose. It's not a white rose because this one is not going to hurt either. So I sanded down the back, and I'm going to clear coat the back because the mark is on the mold. So I did not want to cancel the order. So what I'm doing, what I did on this one, or one of them, I don't know, it must have been, I don't know. I put a little UV resin on that mark to see if I could fix it, and I can fix it. So I went ahead and sanded the whole rest of this one. I painted it pink because this is not going to her, but there were no bubbles in it, but there were marks on there. So that was number 2. Still have to coat the back one. Still have to sand the back of this one, coat the back of that one. These two will end up in my eBay store because they will be good when I'm done. Poured a third one. Babysat this thing for like an hour. I took off every single thing that I could find, and I think I have it where there's no bubbles. However, the mark is still in the mold. If you can see right here, there's a mark right here, and there's also marks right here in the mold, and I can't get them out of the mold. So obviously I touched it with something That's why we tell you and they tell you don't mess around with the molds because you can mark them. So that's what I did. So at this point where I'm at, I painted the stem green. I'm going to fill just the rows with white and mica like this one. So I'm going to do that. You already seen me do that, so I'll do that off camera. Once that's cured, I'm going to sand down the back of this one, the back of this one, and the back of this one. And then I'm going to top coat with UV resin, because if I use tabletop epoxy on this one after I taped it all up, and because of the angle and it probably wasn't perfectly level, it dripped down here because this point dips. So there's a dipping point on this mold, which I didn't realize. So it dipped down, it dripped under the tape, and that's what I got. So I'm not going to use any kind of tabletop epoxy, nothing. I will use high viscosity UV resin. I've already tried it on one of them. It'll work as long as I keep a steady hand. So that's where I'm at on these. So again, no more clear pieces. It's so difficult, but I'm not giving up. I refuse to give up. This is a special piece for her. On a lighter note, these are ready to unmold because it's been so long. This is my pink and white one. So let's see, I have some trimming to do. I obviously put in too much resin. Oh, that is so pretty. That makes the day so much better, although it is the next day. But I love this. Of course, I'm going to be bedazzling it for myself, but I will do that a little bit later. And we can take this one out because it is cured. And that came out really good too. Really pretty. So depending on what angle you look at it is the color of the film. So at least these two pieces come out. I'm not doing anything to this one because this one looks beautiful all by itself without me doing anything to it. I will trim these edges. Not really trim, just needs a little sanding on the edge. But that one is good too. So I'm going to get this one filled with white, and then we will UV resin, we'll sand and UV resin the back. And this one, I did ask her if she wanted rhinestones, and I do suggest it if you have this mold. This mold has a lip on it, and I'm not crazy about that lip. And I don't even think doming it would help. So you do have to trim this, and I don't like the edge trim, so I'm really glad she's gonna let me put some diamond stones around that edge. So I will do that. I'm gonna put her friend's name on here, and this will be a wrap. So there's one little mark right here. I'm going to try to sand that out when I get this filled, and hopefully this piece will be perfect when it's finished. Okay, you guys, it's finally done. Like, this was the most challenging order I've had in a long time. Stacy, I hope you like it. I hope it meets what you expected. So, a couple things. Couldn't save number one. The reason being is I dug out the two little holes, bubbles that I had, and I just filled that spot with a little tiny bit of UV resin and flipped it over to see, and you could still see them. So I'm not wasting another drop of resin on this piece. If you guys have an idea of how else I could fix this without having to sand down a 1/4 inch to get down through both bubbles, let me know in the comments. I will hang on to this just in case you have a good idea. Here is one of the extras. I had an issue with this one as well. When I unmolded it, there was a big blue line right here. So I went through my washi tapes and I just happened to have this line of butterflies that was given to me, and one was blue. So I placed it over the blue line and put the other one there, top coated it and saved it, used my brand new gift of keychain things in pink to go with that one. Here's a couple pendants I made for the extras. This was left over from something else. This was left over from something else. It's been waiting to be done. So those are the 3 extras. Here is the one number 2, which came out pretty decent. It is not 100% perfect, but kind of things that I would only know that are there. So that one will be on eBay. So yeah, it was a struggle. Actually, after I back coated this one, I saw that there were lines that I missed on the rows. So I covered the back of it again with the marker, and then I only went over that portion with another coat of UV resin, so there was a little lip right there. But that's the back, so you cannot see it from the front. And here is the final one. I put her name on it in gold like she asked, and back coated everything, something on there. UV resined it, taped it up, got that finished. I did put this, which I'm not sure will work. It can come right off. I put this little nail foil in silver just along this edge, but I'm not sure it's gonna stay. If it doesn't stay, there's really not a whole lot I could do just to cover that edge where I did the UV resin. But all in all, there's no bubbles in it, and it came out pretty decent. So Stacy, I hope, like I said, I hope you like it. And that's it for today, you guys. I'm so glad today's over. That was a rough one on me. All right, I am going to find something fun for tomorrow. I will see you then. You all have a blessed day. Stick around for those final pictures. Bye, everyone.